Well, hello there, and welcome back to yet another T Martin Airlines flight. It's fantastic to see a group of passengers like yourselves, and we've got a very exciting itinerary ahead of us today. We are going to be taking on more of the Earth's most challenging and most dangerous landings, so this is going to be pretty intense. We're back here with some more epic landing challenges. We've already taken on quite a few of these. We did Saba first up early on in our training, and then last episode we did Aspen, Bugalaga, and Paro. Today we're going to be taking on Courchevel. Lukla we've already kind of done in the Himalayan episode, so I think we're going to skip that one, but we're going to do Courchevel, we're going to do Saint-Barthelemy, and we're going to do Honduras here, Tegucigalpa. So it's going to be an interesting one. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously we have improved, but these are the toughest landings in the world, so I guess we'll see what happens. So starting off here, situated in the French Alps, Courchevel Altiport is a small mountainous aerodrome serving the ultra-exclusive ski resort community of Courchevel. The airfield, famous for its difficult approach and extremely short upward-sloping runway, is made even more challenging with a no-go-around procedure due to the treacherous surrounding rocky terrain. So this is it right here. We're going to be coming in. We're going to have to land on an uphill slope, and you can't go around because that's a mountain right there. All right, so we're hopping straight into this here. No preparation or anything like that. I have no idea what's going on. We're gonna be in this this dare, which we've used a lot of. That's gonna be beneficial to us. This thing's good. The problem is it is a little bit fast, to be honest. The slower planes, Cessnas, and some of the Pipers and stuff like that are a lot nicer because you don't have as much speed. It's a lot easier to put down. Is that the airport over there on our right? I think that might be the airport. I think we might. Oh, we do not have a very big approach here. We're gonna want to put down the landing gear as well as the flaps all the way. We're gonna drop our speed here. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. You can see the ski slope off to our right there. That's kind of cool. You can see like the lifts. This is so ridiculous. That blue dot is where we want to put her down. We were not prepared. We did not know where we were coming in at. So we're gonna hope for the best here. We might actually do all right there. That could have been worse. I think that might be one of our best first attempts. Obviously, we had a pretty serious, vertical pressure there. We stalled right at the end and immediately fell to the earth, but putting in 224,000 points on our first attempt is good. I'm just blown away by the visuals here. Look at that sun. What is it? It's to the east, so it's rising. It's peeking up over the mountains. It's about to be a beautiful day out here. Obviously no snow or anything like that, but you could go out and you could do some hiking, you could do some mountain biking. Man, look at the river down there in the distance. This is just such an incredible landscape. This is crazy. So we're gonna come in from the third person view this time around just to kind of give us a slightly better idea. I'm gonna go ahead and put our landing gear and our flaps all the way down. We're going to start reducing speed, and we're going to try to make sure that we come in on a direct approach on this this runway. Last time we came in a little bit crooked. I feel like for our first attempt, considering this is one of the most dangerous and difficult airports in the world, I feel like our first attempt was not bad. We just needed a slightly better angle of our approach here. It does look like we have a little bit of snow running off those mountains. Look at all the ski lifts and stuff. Look at all the runs they have. This would be incredible. This is a real place. I've never heard of this place. It looks insane, though. It looks like there's some sort of a hot spring or something down there. What is that? Some sort of an outdoor pool or something? I'm not sure. So here we go. We're coming in a little high this time. We want to be around 80 knots when we touch this bird down. So we're definitely going to want to slow it down. We're still a little bit to the right, but we're going to be okay. I think we may have come in a bit too hot. We might be all right, though. Definitely A little aggressive on the touchdown, but I think that's doable. 398, we'll take that. So I kind of wanted to get a big visual for everything outside of it there. We're gonna go ahead and hit restart. We're gonna do it from inside the cockpit one final time, and we're gonna make sure this is smooth as butter. Definitely took a much wider approach this time around. We're gonna try to get our altitude in a better spot. It's always better to have more altitude than less. You know, it's definitely the safer way of doing things, but we wanna make sure we're not trying to, you know, quickly drop altitude right at the very end. Gonna cost us, you know, a ton of airspeed, or add a ton of airspeed, and then cost us a rougher landing. But we're gonna see what we can do here. So I think we want our speed at about 80 knots, 80, 85, somewhere around there. Enough to keep us going so that we're not falling out of the sky onto the runway, but not too much so we can land, obviously. Too much is never gonna be a good thing. So we're at about 85 right now. Our altitude is looking pretty good. We've got a head-on approach. Seems like we're kind of getting to the lower 80s. I'm going to give it just a little bit more here. We got to lose a little bit more altitude. Use the rudder to try to line us up. We need to get over to the left a bit. About 85. I'm going to bring our speed back down. Get ready to flare at the ends here. Down into the 70s. That was pretty smooth. I mean, it's never going to be perfect because your boy's not that good of a pilot. We kind of overshot our target a little bit, but that was pretty smooth. 739,640. That's going to put us in the top 5,000 people in the world. And that's not bad. Yeah, our precision, we kind of overshot it a little bit, but our ground roll was good. Our landing smoothness was at 110 at 457 feet per minute. So it could have been better, but it could have been much worse. Look at some of our earlier landings. That was nice. Gustav III Airport is a public-use airfield located in the Caribbean island of Saint-Barthelemy. Its short runway lies at the base of a gentle slope and ends directly on the beach. But the real trick here is the approach, obscured behind a hill that forces pilots into an extremely steep descent if they want to land. So you come in this way, and it doesn't really look like it, but this right here is a massive hill. And I've watched like landings on YouTube and stuff. Sometimes the pilots will like almost get close to hitting the cars as they're coming over this road to land on that runway. That's our landing marker right there, the third dashed white line, and then you got a break in time before you end up going into the Caribbean Ocean. So it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to this one. Some of these smaller Caribbean airports are really, really interesting. We're going to be in another dayer here, which is the smaller prop plane, so it's not going to be as difficult. I am planning on doing an episode on trying to land at some of these, like this one and Maho Beach and stuff like that, and the big jets. So you got to take a big jet and put it in a really tiny runway. It's extremely difficult, but we're going to give it a shot at some point. First attempt here, let's give it a shot. I'm going to say let's start outside, because it gives us a better lay of the land and figure out what's going on, and then we'll go inside for our second and onward attempts. Obviously, I like landing inside more because it's you know, a little bit more difficult, a little bit more realistic. So it's looking like, I think it's going to be somewhere over here. I'm not even sure where the runway is, if you want me to be completely honest. I'm going to go ahead and put our, we're going to put our gear down, followed by the flaps. Bring those guys down. We're definitely going to power down the engine a bit. I think we want to be about 85 knots on the landing. We probably want to be around 190 or so right here. But seems like we might be coming in a little bit hot. I don't know. Landing into the sun here is obviously not an easy task. That is quite the glare that we're getting off the water, but it's definitely beautiful out here. Got some islands, tons of Caribbean islands off in the distance all around us, which is pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure, let me take a look at our map again here. I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, we're a little bit to the right of the runway. So we're gonna want to go left a little bit. We're gonna want to go in through this little divot right here, and go ahead and put her down. So we'll see what we can do. Wish me the best of luck. Buckle your seatbelt, secure those tray tables. Make sure you put your snacks away Secure any electronics or other belongings, maybe small children in the seat pocket in front of you. Don't want anything flying about the cabin upon landing here. So we're gonna need to get a little bit more speed, I think. Want to make sure we don't crash into the side of the island. I can't see the runway still. So just know we're gonna have a very abrupt turn coming up most likely. Oh no, I see it. We're actually straight on. Alright. So I'm gonna start losing a lot of airspeed here. Dude, the problem is you're gonna gain so much airspeed as you come down. Dude, you have to go right over this road. That is so insane. We're coming in pretty hot, I'm not gonna lie. A little bit too hot. This is gonna be a tough one. This is gonna be a really, really tough one, especially to hit that target mark. Looks like we were able to set it down successfully, and it was actually a pretty smooth landing. It's just we were way off on our precision, but our smoothness was up there. I'm pretty sure we can use these little islands here as markers to help us come in. Obviously, again, we've got our electronics and stuff on the dash that we can take a look at, but I think the little jagged island, this guy right here, might kind of guide us. I'm also looking at the nose of the cruise ship out there. So we're coming in really hot. We're gonna put our landing gear and flaps and everything all the way down here. Definitely have to bleed off a lot of speed. We pretty much need to be in stall territory when we're going over that road, and then you're gonna gain speed as you quickly drop down to the runway, and then you need to flare up and lose more speed after you get to the runway. So this, I mean, even in a small plane like this is tough. Think about trying to land something big here. I'm pretty sure they do land big planes here. There's some Caribbean islands that you just straight up can't land big planes at, but I'm pretty sure you can this one. Where's that runway at? It's off to the left a bit more. All right, so we're really... I've pretty much killed power at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna kill power. We're gonna come in right over this road. That would be so nerve-wracking. Imagine being a car on that road. Overshot it again, but this is gonna be a super smooth landing if we can stay on the runway. We had a lot of roll. We're getting real close to that beach. Everybody hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We're good. 413,000. Look at that landing smoothness. Precision wasn't there, but that was a good second attempt. We are flirting with that red line on the engine, like stall territory for airspeed, but I think that's what we need. Like, as long as we can keep it around here, we do still have a little bit of altitude to lose, so we might even be able to bring the engine down just a little bit more. You just got to find that perfect area where we're basically stalling. I think we want to be, you know, probably even in the 70s in terms of airspeed, because we're going to pick it up as we dive down at the ends. Oh, shoot. We're in the 70s. Come on, baby. So we're gonna wanna come in here. We're gonna wanna dive down. We're gonna wanna pretty aggressively dive down right at the very ends. I'm gonna lower our power. We're gonna really dive down here, and then start pulling up, and hope. Dude, we just have so much float. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say we are going to be trying a new training maneuver this time around. Trust in your captain. He knows exactly what he's doing. He has weeks, may I repeat, weeks of commercial airline flight experience on a video game. So, I mean, he's very well qualified. You should definitely trust your life in his hands. He just needs to find a way to get rid of as much airspeed as possible. So he's going to be attempting to shut down the engine on final approach. Thanks again for joining us and flying the friendly skies here with T Martin Airlines. So we're gonna come in, dude. I'm shutting the engines off. We're gonna shut them off. It's so hard. It is so hard. We're in the low 70s here. Almost stalling. Engines are going off. Okay, well, they didn't shut off.
Stall. Stall.
Come on. I mean, that was smooth, but we still, it's like we double float, dude. They didn't, I don't know why they didn't shut off. I don't think I had this button all the way on. We got 1,111,481. Actually, you know what? That was solid. We'll take it. Top 2,700 in the world. I didn't think we were going to be that good because we did kind of go over the target a little bit. But look at that ground roll. Look at that landing smoothness. Your boy, we didn't even have to shut the engines off. We're good to go. Shout out to all the real ones that remember the very first video on this series where we panic shut them off. It's tough, dude. You have so much airspeed there. I mean, that was a pretty good job. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm gonna pat myself on the back with that one. But we're gonna move on to our third, final, and most difficult challenge. The prop planes can be difficult. That dare is a pretty quick one. Speed is almost your enemy, especially on some of these tough and short runways. And a jet's gonna have the most speed here. So Tocantins International Airport is a civil and military airfield located 4 miles from the center of Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Its proximity to rugged mountains terrain and its short runway make the airport one of the most difficult in the world, especially when inclement weather conditions prevail. So we're going to be landing on runway 2. Looks like we're going to have some slightly overcast flight conditions, but hopefully nothing too crazy. We do have 14 knot winds from left to right. So we want to be at about 150 knots coming in, turn at 140 knots, and then keep 140 knots all the way through landing. Back in the Big Bird here. Going to be starting with a third-person view landing. Let me go ahead and bring up our map. Where... I think we're landing at this one. That's the one? That's got to be the one. Man, so we're gonna have a pretty big turn that we're gonna have to be able to do. I mean, I'd love to be able to make visual confirmation on where it is because I'm not really sure. So let me take a look. We want to land on this runway, so we're gonna want to go out to about here. We're gonna start turning about here. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Is that it right there? There's not a lot of visual clues on what to work with here. I'm gonna assume that that's some sort of an ATC tower right there. Let's just go for it and see what happens. Folks, I apologize. It's your captain's first time here in Honduras. If you could look out the window and assist me, I don't see. Have you guys seen the runway's right there? Okay, folks, buckle up. It's gonna be a scary ride. That thing is way lower and way closer than I thought it was. I can just imagine all the vomiting that would be happening in the cabin right now. Look at the angle we're at. Everybody's stuff would just be flying all over the place. Oh, this thing. This is not good. I'm trying to bank us back the other way.
1,000.
Our engines have kind of shut down a little bit. These things just cannot turn. They cannot manage like some of our other ones. But it looks like we did execute that turn well. Now, where's the airport at again? Is it over here? It's right there. That's the airport. That was actually a fairly decent turn. That was well executed. So we want to be at about 130 knots. We're gonna have to lose some altitude. We've got some strong winds, landing in a crosswind here. So we're losing altitude.
300.
Probably gonna need a little bit more oomph. Maybe not too much though. All right, I think we're all right. Coming in a little bit crooked. This is our first landing ever in Honduras, so I expect a solid round of applause for being able to make this one happen. Okay, so our flare was too heavy. That was an issue that we had with one of the previous episodes. When your flare is too heavy to where your back end is gonna end up dragging along the ground, the plane automatically starts powering back up again. So we just, we gotta go around again. We're just gonna go ahead and take this one from the top. It was gonna take so long to go around again, so we just restarted. The toughest thing about this is that there are just, I mean, it's a giant city. We've got some low-hanging fog, and I feel like at least we haven't figured it out yet. There are very few visual cues as to where you should be lining up at. Gotta make sure that we're not flaring too hard, that we're gonna end up, safety engine protocol is gonna kick up and it's gonna fire up and make us try to go around. So we're gonna try to lose as much as we can here. Everything's down. We're at about 140. We're actually at a pretty good speed. We're coming in a little bit crooked, so I'm gonna use our rudders to try to fix that up a bit.
100.
Coming in over these trees. Wing is getting very close to the trees, but we're good.
60, 50,
No!
30.
No!
Retard. Right.
Stop, engines! I got it on the ground! I got it on the ground! Turn them off! Turn them off! Dude, I can't land the jets because of the engines. They always mess it up. Now let's be real, it's the pilot, it's not the equipment here. We need, like, everything about these big beasts, you need to be super, super smooth. Now granted, in reality, a lot of it's automated, but, you know, any commercial airline pilot, I would hope, would be able to do this. But you just, like, the landing with these things isn't really as much about what's happening just before and over the runway. It's more about what's happening well before that. Like the smaller planes, you can kind of come in and do whatever you want. They're a lot more beginner friendly. Your approach doesn't matter quite as much. Whereas something like this, your landing starts all the way back here. So we're gonna try flying over the mountains. We're gonna try a very long, easy, soft approach. Probably need a little bit more speed here. We're losing a bit of altitude. I don't wanna go crashing into these mountainsides here. But basically, we need to come in super flat and smooth, almost like we are right here. Maybe a little bit of flare, but we're trying to pull back really hard, which is your flare at the ends, and then that's making our tail dip, and that's activating the safety feature that, you know, the plane says, hey, there's no way we can land like this. We've got to gas up and go around. So it's kind of an auto safety feature that we keep activating. Had a really nice approach this time around. We're into the high 140s. I've completely cut all throttle. A little bit to the right. I'm trying to use our rudders to get us over there, but it's not going to work.
40.
Come on.
30. 20. Retard.
I never had any doubts. Never had a single doubt. Not a single doubt right there. Felt good about that one all the way through. You know, the part where the wing was a foot above the ground wasn't an issue. That was totally pre-planned. 469,000 points. Dude, that's pretty good. For our first successful one, precision was on point. Ground roll was awful. Landing smoothness was over halfway, or right at halfway at 99. It's gonna put us in the top 8,000 or so. That's not bad, but I think we can do better. These big birds are just tough, dude. They are so much more difficult than the smaller ones. And I think the biggest challenge we're having here is the winds. Like obviously it's a little tough to locate where the airport is. We're getting better at that as we go along. We're actually looking pretty good this time around. But the wind is you know, 15 knots left to right. It's affecting us more than you would expect. It's kind of like the invisible boogeyman here that, like, I keep trying to come in and put the plane on the center line of the runway, but it's blowing us off to the right. So we gotta aim a little bit more left than anything else. So I'm gonna try to stay more to the left side here. We're looking pretty good as we lose our altitude. I'm gonna keep backing off of our speed. We do have a pretty intense airspeed here, but it's nothing that we aren't gonna be able to handle. It might actually be a little bit too fast. See, this is looking better, but look at our tail waving around in the wind and stuff. Like, we came in on the left side here, but we are definitely gonna end up a little bit more in the center. Dude, you gotta fight it
100.
all the way.
60. 50,
This was actually really smooth.
30. 20. Retard. 5.
Oh my gosh, dude. We're gonna have quite a bit of ground roll. I try to get back to the middle there. Dude, the wind is just, it's the invisible, scary boogeyman. That was fantastic though. I will take that. Thank you. I feel like overall that was smoother. Our roll was the biggest thing, but look at that precision and look at that smoothness, baby. We'll take it. We kind of did a little bit of swerving. Check out our friends here. Terrorizer. 1800. Brian! Come on, dude. So I know we already kind of tried to attempt this one, at least right at the end of the episode. We are going to be trying to land at Lukla Airport again, which is at the base of the Himalayas, at the base of Everest. This is the airport you fly into to go, you know, trek to the base camp, or if you want to go all the way up Everest, you can. It's somewhere here in the clouds, I believe. Let me take a look at our map. Yep, we're coming right up on it. That's a little bit terrifying that you can't even tell where it is. I can't see it. I don't know how high it is. But we're going to try our best here. We'll see what we can do. Dude, this, I mean, look at these views. This is just fantastic. I love all the jagged mountains like this. I really haven't been anywhere that had, like, I've been to like St. Lucia and a couple of places that have some jagged mountains, but nothing that's like just a crazy mountain range all around you, you know what I mean? So we're gonna try coming in here. We're gonna see what we can do. Definitely don't want to run into that mountain on our right. Is that it up there? Is that? That's it. Okay. It's a little bit higher than we originally thought. So let's see what we can do. We are going to be in the Cessna, which is a little bit slower, a little bit more manageable, although I think our approach here has been really killed. We're going to have to try to... Ooh, look at the river down there, flowing and everything. That is gorgeous. But yeah, we're going to have to try to gain altitude and also land, although this might be how you want to approach it, to be honest. What's our airspeed at? We're right around 80, so that's, I mean, that's pretty good. I can't see the runway due to the icing. I mean, I kind of can, but not really. We're coming in a little bit to the right side. Let's see what we can do here. Gonna start reducing it. Make sure our flaps and everything are all the way down. I mean, kind of a fairly hard landing in terms of our vertical speed, but I feel like, you know, 289,000 off the bat. We can do better than that. We just didn't even know where it was. Again, I kind of feel like the outside view is a bit more impressive. I mean, it's fun to try to sim it and be inside and that sort of thing and see what it would actually look like, but you get to take in a lot more from outside, at least from a viewing perspective. So we want to be at about 75 knots when the wheels hit the tarmac. We've got to lose some altitude. We're right at about 75 right now. I think we're going to need just a little bit more power. A little bit less. Lose some altitude here. Coming in nice. Oh, this is going to be pretty gorgeous. All right, go ahead and cut the power. That was good. That was good. That was really good. We'll take it. Dude, look at where we're at now, even compared to where we were at just a few episodes ago when we were trying to land on Everest. Look at that, bro. Top 5,000. 5,032, same thing. 700K there. Smoothness was good. Ground was good. Precision was good. Brian, please don't let me down. Ah, he hasn't even done this one. Okay. Wow. All right. So we're going to go back to the activities menu. That is officially going to check off all of the challenging landings in the game, at least as of right now. There are some other difficult airports, and like I said, we're going to check out like big airports with, or small airports with big planes, and we may even, I'll look up like top 10 lists of the top 10 most dangerous airports, and we'll keep this series up. I like challenging ourselves. I like trying to branch out and do our thing. They do have more challenges, so there's a famous one, which is where you can go to Jackson, JFK, through here. So we could check out some of these, would be really fun. And then we've also got strong wind ones. Let me know if you guys like those. I mean, for me playing, those are pretty challenging, but I feel like for watching a video, it's kind of hard to account for just how much the wind is affecting everything, because you guys aren't putting the inputs in. And like on that one where we were trying to land the big plane, we were putting inputs in and nothing was happening, and that's because of the wind. So it's a little bit harder to judge, but let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Let me know where you guys want to go next. I'm going to see you guys in our next episode, and until then, I'll see you guys later. Drop your pilot a like on the way out. Thank you very much for the tip, and peace out.